And I never forget the nigga turned to me and he was like, see, I should have just made you sign the paperwork. I could sit here online and say that I have it in my mind, ask myself how I would address this, because I've never, but I promised you that day at Mixed Joint. Shout out Mickey and Queens Finest. Right. I promised you.
Butch Rock.
Butchie, Butch told me he was going to fly that year. He told me.
Yeah, I forgot to remind him. My bad. That might be my fault.
Butch Rock. How do I start it? It's kind of like the analogy I would use is on.
Let me give you a little.
Go ahead.
Let me describe my question a little better.
Absolutely.
I said the $4 Irv Gotti, right? But really, what I wanted to say is, you know, we all. Hey, we gonna pop a new one, brother.
For sure.
We gonna pop a new because this is about a sip left, and I ain't gonna do you like that. We gonna give you a whole. Look! I can't do that to you. That would be
Wait, time out. Restroom break.
You don't have to say time out. Just go.
Which way is it?
That way.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
Cause this the Big Dipper week.
Yeah.
That's all right. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go too.
So before we took a break, right. We wanted to get into the actual, you know, this is inevitable.
Right.
But before that, you want to give me something?
I did.
On, baby. Come on, I love gifts, baby.
Shout out to my man Puzzle Life, and he has a foundation called Puzzle Life, and it's for kids that have autism that are from the inner city. My son Matthew is heavy on the autism spectrum.
Butch Rock got a son that's on autism.
Shout out Matty, I love you. Mikey, Matty Morgan, myself. What I wanted to do is, they found out I was coming on here, and it means the world to them to give this to you.
That's so beautiful.
So Puzzle Life, this is for you.
Thank you. So beautiful. Can you put this in my car? Cause I don't want to forget it.
Well, it's a foundation organization.
A foundation.
What's the information for them for people to find them?
You can go right here. It's printed. You can go on Instagram. You could hashtag Puzzle Life. They're an organization from the South Bronx. They work to bring attention to kids that have autism in the inner city. Like I said, my son is heavy on the spectrum of autism, and these kids go through. Your nephew?
Yes. Another shot.
Yeah, so, they wanted me to give you that.
No, I got you. I'm going to definitely wear it. That's great. Hope you're size large. Yeah. If not, even if it's not.
No, it's double that. I got you.
I know you slim down. Yeah, large. But it's okay. I wear it just for you. I got you. Special noise for that. Got you. Yes. So this last question, then we're gonna bring on our next guest.
For it, right.
So what was the actual, because I would like it direct, pause. When we look at.
Thank you, Mr.
When we look at, it's shit is real. It's almost like y'all try to almost the havoc and pee, almost to, the Diddy, the Biggie, you know what I'm saying? It was almost felt like that. Mm-hmm. So to see y'all fall out, and me, I'm 1,000,000% on the outside looking in. I need to
hear this because I don't know how the world saw it.
So I don't know. I mean, I know that y'all just broke up. So, but no one knew why. Let's say the shot first. But everyone remembers the question, right? No, right there. The shot. Boom.
Salute.
Boom.
More days, more life, bro. More days, more life.
No one really knew why. We heard about what he said after. Mm-hmm. But why was the fallout prior to that? Now, was it the Top Dog contract? You supposed to sign a Top Dog?
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of things, bro. It was a couple of things. So I think the first thing, like when I met Irv, I'll be honest, some connections in your life, they're organic or frip. Mm-hmm. Like, the minute me and him met, it was just add water. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. The minute me and Nat met, just add water. The men me and Poe met, me and Eric met. All that shit was just out with you. Genuine, organic. It wasn't like that with Irv. I
want to be devil's advocate.
Sure.
Because, and you could probably be 1,000,000% correct. But in that first video, that was like, it was like so, that felt organic to me.
Here's what I'm gonna say to you.
Okay.
In the first video,
I'm just being devil's advocate.
No.
I'm not saying I'm correct.
No. Because I won't say there wasn't an organic element to it eventually. For me as a person, it takes a lot for me to find reasons not to deal with somebody. I'm a very, I might be in my own shell, but I'll give anyone the world that fucking is just genuine. And I think a lot of people take advantage of that. And I remember not too long ago going online, and it's funny when you read what people say about you. And like I said, just by nature, I'm not into me as a person.
I don't read none of my comics, but I want to hear some.
Right.
Curious to figure out what you read.
Every now and again, I peep just to see what the fuck
Get a
is
snapshot of what's going on.
Right, and it was I don't know who this person was, but I think they summed it up in the best way possible. This person who I don't know said, pardon me, their personalities clash.
Yeah, yours and hers.
Right, meaning everything ain't for everybody, everybody ain't for everything. And it kind of threw me aback in the sense that someone who doesn't know us knew the exact reason as to what it was. And to go on more depth into it, I met Irv at that talent show, and I met Irv through my nigga Chucky Madness, right?
Okay, hold on. I got you. Hold on, baby. Go ahead. Keep going.
And Chuck used to keep me okay in Bayside. He was a senior. I was a freshman coming into Bayside High School.
Okay, yeah.
But Chucky Madness was a legendary DJ in Queens. Like, he's the nigga who took the Nintendo shit and blended it, and that blend tape went everywhere in the world. And Chuck knew Irv, and Chuck knew DJ Sage.
Irv.
Right.
DJ Irv?
Magoo.
At that point,
DJ Irv. I'm not saying Magoo to insult him. I'm just saying
you're going through his history.
Right. These was the tags that niggas had to him.
But his name is DJ Magoo?
No, his name was DJ Irv, but other niggas called him Magoo. Because Irv would always squint like this.
Magoo?
Right, like Mr. Magoo.
Like the pet detective?
Like Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo. Wasn't he a detective or something?
No,
Pet
Mr. Magoo, you couldn't see.
You confusing too. Yeah, you confusing.
Something in that era.
He was like,
something close.
Magoo, looking at something.
Mr. Magoo used to always squint. So they would always call him
I thought he was
Magoo.
Inspector Gadget. I'm sorry. Guys.
Jesus Christ, how many people you put on Mr. Magoo?
I'm sorry. Guys. I'm just listening.
Right, so
You know what I mean? That's a real ace. That's a real ace drinker right there.
I didn't at all know the bro. And then I remember the night I met him at the talent show at Liverpool, and that was a hectic talent show. Niggas shot the shit up, all that shit. But I remember the nigga came over to me.
No?
Kind of like the,
it's like the Q Club.
It's like the,
come on,
think
you
the
want some
Q
ace?
Club.
Yeah. I mean, I got a whole bottle.
But facts, think the Q Club.
You good? You want some champagne?
Nah,
That's what I'm talking about. I like niggas like you because I drink your shit. That's
why he likes me. I don't drink his.
As long as you good with the juice. You good with the juice,
man. That's it. That's
all
all
right, cool. That's all right, my nigga. I like to hang with you all day.
Yeah. You drink that, I drink this.
So
my nigga Rizzo always told me like
and
this.
it was crazy because of the way that he came. I'll never forget the way he came up to me in the talent show. And he was just like, yo, my God, I got a studio. And when he said all of that shit, first of all, I was drunk off of St. R's because that's all we drank all day long.
The Danny, that's what we was
Danny.
calling it. That's what they call it Queensbridge. The Danny.
So I'm drunk and I'm high, and the nigga comes up to me talking all that shit, and I just started spitting off in his ear.
As he talking, you just
As
start
he
spitting
talking,
around.
I just started blacking out.
Where did y'all go wrong at?
Yeah,
Where y'all went wrong at?
Where we went wrong was the first thing that went wrong was we was in front of my crib. And Flush could tell you, my parents loved all of my friends. Like, my crib was kind of like, if your kid didn't get love at home, he could come to my crib. So him, shout out Infrared, my cousin Infrared.
The crib was on the Army base. So I wasn't used to that. I'm coming from Flushing.
His crib's on an Army base?
Nigga, I went
lived
through
on Fort Times.
something crazy. He's in
My
Fort Times.
My father was in the armed services. My father was a sergeant. Shout out, rest in peace to my dad.
That puts a different dynamic on the story.
Right. I lived in Bayside.
Okay.
On Fort Titan at that time.
Shit.
So
that's real? Niggas really live there?
Yeah.
I thought that was just like for military army.
No.
So you invited me to his crib? I'm going to the Army base and I walk in his room and it's DJ's crib.
First thing I know.
This is what I come from. My father was NYPD, and my father was a sergeant in the armed forces.
Make some noise for you.
That's the peace dad. That's the peace dad. That man raised me, my nigga.
So my dad fought in like 3 wars, bro. But anyway, neither here nor there. My crib was the hub. He could come, Rudy could come, anybody could come, and my parents would be like, yo, you could sleep here, you could eat here.
I went from Pone Crib to Fort Titan. Yeah, I was
Pone Crib was very, very.
Yeah,
I'm green couch.
That was my bedroom. That's my bedroom.
Let's finish, because listen, where did it go wrong with Irv Gotti? Because you
so
go everywhere else like that.
We did Shit's Real.
Right.
And we did a couple of records, and I remember it was one night in particular, Irv and Nichols came to my crib, and my mama, my stepmama, I don't call her that, but she's my mama. My real mama passed when I was 10.
That's not BJ.
No, Nichols.
BJ was your A&R, your second album, right?
BJ was my manager.
Wow.
Nichols is the guy that got shot with Tupac in the elevator when he got robbed.
Right,
so
that's Freddie Moore. Nichols is Freddie Moore.
Right.
You got history. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is...
So Nick was my road manager.
Trouble Budden.
Which kind of, fact. So Nichols kind of made me more entwined with, the umbrella.
Right.
Nichols was my road manager. He got shot in the elevator with Pop. Anyway, so it was one night in particular, and everything was coming to a head. Shout out to Barnes, Roger Barnes, and Priest, and because that's another part of the story. My cousin Roger Barnes fucked with Puff at Bad Boy.
I was our manager, George Rowan.
George Rowan was my first manager. So there was a tug of war going on between George Rowan, who was my manager, and Irv Gotti, who pretty much laid all the footwork. And I'm caught in the middle. I'm 18 years old.
This is the beginning of your second album? Or
this is still the first album.
Still the
this
first
is before
album.
we even finished Natural. Okay. So I'm just like...
And you're 18. You're a kid.
I'm 18. I'm a baby, bro. Yeah. And not to mention I got a gun charge I'm in court for. While all of this shit
in New York City.
Right. In New York City.
Minimum.
Facts. Yeah. And the one in the chamber.
That's a story, though.
So Irv is like, yo, I don't understand. Why you letting all these niggas come between us, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling the nigga, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not letting no one come between. I know what you did. I know you pressed the record up. I know you got hype. You got all these things that me and myself, I would have never brought to my table because I'm not thinking this way. And Irv has an uncanny ability to let his ego, I hate to say it, take control of every motor function. And I never forget the nigga turned to me and he was like, see, I should have just made you sign the paperwork. And when he said that shit, a jolt ran through my body.
Joke?
A jolt.
A jolt.
Like a, like a chill. Like, when you do one of them things. So I'm like, wait a minute. My mama just gave you a plate of food. I just asked you 2 weeks ago for $5 because I stopped selling drugs, all that shit. I'm broke, bro. trying to figure out what I want to be in life. I go to this studio because you asked me to and you like, yo, just try it. Nigga, you wouldn't even give me $5 for Chinese food. But you gonna sit here after my mama just fed you a plate of food and tell me you should have made me sign anything. First of all, you not a fucking made nobody sign nothing, nigga. And I'm not saying that to charge up ego. I'm just calling it like I see it. And the first thing that ran through me, I was like, yo, this nigga don't respect me. This nigga thinks that I'm some sort of bitch nigga that lives on an army base in Bayside and comes from an obscure place that he's never known because it's from a side of Queens he don't fuck with, called Flushing. You don't tell me anything in terms of your strategic.
Right.
So really, I'm getting everything you think of me in one fatal swoop.
Can I be devil's advocate one more time?
Sure.
Do you think that he meant it in a way where, like...
Yes.
Wait, you ain't let me finish.
I don't need to.
No. He gets what you're saying.
And here's why.
Which way you think he meant it in a way?
He meant it in the egotistical way that he thought this is the roadmap that I should follow, because if I follow this and bitches see me in this car and see me with this person and I'm under this umbrella, this all falls according to that script. And this nigga don't fall into that. I'm just gonna use him to get where I need to go. The reason I will tell you that is because the hood rats nigga that he fucked with before me. There was a record called If You Bootleg, You Get Your Leg Broke, nigga. That's the group he fucked with before me. You went nowhere fast. You find this obscure nigga from Bayside, New York, who's never ever, no one knows him. And I'm gonna tell you the most insulting shit. Since we gonna call spades spades.
I think I came around. Fucked everything
You
up.
drinking Ace of Spades, by the way.
No.
You drinking Ace of Spades, by the way. Let's drink it.
Oh, I love you, bro. Anyway, the nigga tried to introduce me to someone that I had already been outside with. You feel me? And when the nigga tried to act like he was putting me on to the person was like, nigga, that's Mike. Mike ran from TNT like 10 times this summer and came back to the block the same day. I tried to pay the nigga to come back and work and he wouldn't do it. And I knew the nigga you turning me on to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand everything.
So mind you, I don't say nothing, and I don't do nothing, but in that one moment when he told me, see, I should have made you.
Okay, let me finish. I don't know. But is that the ice cracking over there?
Nah, let
me play devil's advocate.
Okay,
I'm gonna ask you, cause you my nigga. I do believe you have do you not have genuine love for me, bro?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, is my nigga one-to-one? Fuck the camera. Was I right to feel insulted?
This is my point.
I'm listening. We neck and neck right now. We both in six. We both in 6 years.
I'll take a little shot too.
I know.
But let me just be serious.
Then I'm gonna hit him.
No. I could understand how he meant that. That's like.
Elaborate.
Let me hit me out. Like, yo, I knew I should have did a certain thing. Like he might have said it wrong. This is what I'm saying. I'm not actually defending
tough love.
No,
this is
that's not what he means. He means that he just ran with what he thought, but he didn't take the time to properly, in a PR way, say it.
Like articulate.
There was no spin on it.
Like it's different.
That's what he means.
It's different for me and Pone. Like when Pone came home, and I said we going with this lawyer. Pone didn't give a fuck about how I said it or not, because he trusted me enough to know.
But there was
so if I would have, but there could have been a way of how I said it to him,
right?
Because he's just coming home from jail and he could have took it that way.
But
that's the reason why I'm just giving you the devil advocate part.
I get it.
So when he's saying, so this is what I'm trying to say.
I think Pone's still pissed off by you.
Huh?
He's pissed off. He's about to come on and say
He's ready.
He's ready. He's pissed. He's pissed about it. How you talking about the lawyer?
fired. Yo, stop.
No, but what I'm saying, I gave as an example. No, but what I'm saying is, when a person says, yo, I should have made you sign with me, it sounds like some Suge Knight shit, right? But if we family, it really isn't. Like, the thing is this, right? Let's suppose me and Flush, right? Alright, forget it. I'll give you a better example. What? I'll give you a real life reality example. Hold on. I'll give you a... I brung Pharrell to everybody.
Yes.
You did.
I literally grabbed this dude.
Sure did.
And I brung him to Jay-Z. I brought him to Nas. I brought him to everybody. They gave me the weirdest excuses. Like, your man's shirt is too tight. Like, why did he have a choker on, right? Like, they was giving me weird excuses, right? I didn't know what to do, right? So hear me out. The thing is, they didn't know how to say. They told me no, but they didn't know what I knew.
Right.
Later on in life, after they knew,
I understand what you're
doing. It doesn't fucking matter, and here's my counter to that. And I understand where you were going. You were saying, yo, sometimes there's situations where the train is moving so fast that sometimes you have to override the fact that everyone's not being politically correct.
Let me stop you.
Is that what you're saying?
That is kinda, but here's the shit that I'm saying. I could have went back and said, fuck you, Jay-Z, and fuck you, Nas. Like, now y'all want to work with him?
When I told y'all before.
I told y'all, like, but I did. So, but I did feel a certain way. Not with just them. I'm talking about with Mystical, everybody. I brought him to No Limit, because No Limit, there was a guy named Skullduggery that was signed to Penalty Records. And I was shopping Pharrell to them today. But what I'm trying to say is, like, sometimes you can have a little bit of foresight. So, do you think, like, in retrospect?
In retrospect, yes.
We take it all the way back.
Right.
And Irv said, yo,
I think I overreacted? Is that where you're going?
Yes. Do you think you overreacted? And you think, should you have signed with her?
You my nigga, so I'm going to say this.
Keep it real.
I have asked myself that question many a day. Right? And I'm going to be more definitive. Because I know you understand.
Yes,
I know.
But I want the audience to understand.
No, but I know you understand.
Thank you.
When you allow yourself to grow, it's a different ballgame. You could admit to yourself, you know what, maybe I was a little bit impetuous.
Right.
Maybe I was just going with youth and doing with youth. Because youth are highly offended at everything.
Because I hear when he stepped to you, you said, I'll let you do half of the album, and then I'm going to let my other people...
Time out. I'm going to tell you another story that showed me the truth. We coming out of TVT one day. You wasn't in, but you know the story well. It was me.
If I wasn't worried about putting myself on, that man was dope. We were supposed to follow his lead a little bit.
You, Tom,
Make some noise and Flush.
Honestly, man.
We supposed to win with that, man.
Time out. But hold on. We're not breaking.
Okay, good.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay. We supposed to follow that lead, bro.
Figuratively speaking.
Okay.
Very good court case.
But did you hear what Flush said, though?
I heard what he said.
Okay.
I'm acknowledging what he said. I'm going to say this. I'll never forget, we came out of TVT one day, and Irv had just got an MPV, a maroon MPV, right? Follow me.
I'm listening. Maroon MPV.
We came outside of TVT, and the window was busted in the MPV. And mind you, this is after that I should have made you. The window's busted, the MPC machine is gone. Somebody broke into this MPV and took the machine. We go up East 4th Street. If you're on East 4th, you can only make a right. There's a restaurant, and then there's like this weirdo homeless shelter. And Irv is heartbroken that somebody broke the window of the MPV and took the drum machine.
But your records?
Every record.
Okay.
It's me, Irv, my man Bink, rest in peace, and Infrared. In the MPV.
Infrared from Rough Riders.
Infrared. That's my cousin.
Yeah. Lean back.
That's my cousin.
Oh, that's my nigga.
Infrared grew up in my crib.
Oh, shit.
We love
Shandell
F.
Green.
We love F.
Shandell Green.
Some family. Yeah, Shandell Green. Yeah, that's my
family.
Okay.
Small ass
Holograms. That's what
Almost
it
makes
is.
it look. Come on, no air.
Nice t-shirt you got,
Wait, time out. Let's go there. Let's go there. So we go around the corner on East Lafayette, on East 4th, when we make the right turn. It's a one-way street. There's a restaurant that Russell Simmons frequented. Right? And for some strange reason, we pull around, and in my peripheral, I keep seeing this one nigga checking out the MPV, but then checking out his forward direction. And I'm not going, nigga, you know how that go. Something in me told me, yo, watch him. So the nigga keeps looking at the MPV and then keeps looking at the door of the shelter, keeps looking at the MPV. Finally, by chance, our eyes lock. I tell Irv, I'm like, that's the nigga who broke into that fucking truck. He has the drum machine. I don't say nothing. I jump out the MP like quick, nigga. I'm going out the MP like boom. That's my nigga. Knocking this nigga around in the front of the homeless shelter. Inf jumps out behind me, we beating the shit out this nigga. Bing jumps out the side door.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Bing. Bing blocks the entrance to the shelter.
He a little big, so he blocked.
I'm beating the shit out this nigga like, nigga, where the fuck is this drum machine? Yo, I don't know nothing, Bow, I'm pounding this nigga.
Sit down on me.
Me and no fucking, sorry, I don't mean to get the acting, but boom, I'm pounding the nigga out.
Everybody Joe.
Me and the nigga Inf is passing the nigga to us like a ping pong ball. Big blocks the entrance, so the nigga can't run. I'm like, yo, where the fuck is this drum machine?
Stop.
We run up another level of the building. It's like a 2-story building. So now when we run up, I'm sorry if everybody don't get me, but I'm gonna tell it like I tell it.
You turn
Tell it.
I'm so sorry. But you're my family, so I feel like I tell it to you like fuck that. You feel me?
Ain't no cameras
like,
here. Let's go.
Right. I feel like I can tell it you like y'all my niggas stand and fall.
Come on, let's do it.
So we beating this nigga the fuck up.
The
nigga.
drum machine.
We beat the nigga all the way up to the second flight of the homeless
It's
shelter.
a window breaker now.
No, wait, time out. Police come. Police got burners out on us like this. They like, nobody fucking move, we'll pop anyway. Me and Inf is busy beating the shit out the nigga finally gets to the point where he's like, all right, it was that nigga right there. The nigga Irv was like, yo, I'll tell you anything you know. You want to know, I'm a producer.
Listen.
Time out.
I want to hear it.
I'm on the wall like this with police with a burner on me. I'm like, nigga, I just hopped out of your van for your machine with your music.
Yo, nigga, Poon is here. Listen,
with your
my
music.
fucking cousin is here, goddammit.
We talking. But this adds to, I didn't know. I said to myself, yo, if this nigga could tell you in front of your house after your moms gave this nigga a plate of food and the nigga said, yo, fuck, I should have made you. If this nigga fucking, an important part, Irv used to always keep a club. Remember them shits called the club?
Nigga, if you would have said that shit, I would have said you right. You made us, nigga. With that check, we did it all wrong, bro. Let's just move on with that, my nigga. That's something in life that we supposed to let that fly through,
my point to the story is in that moment when he turned to the police and he's like, I'll tell you everything. I kind of felt like, yo.
What did we expect though? We wanted him to know.
And I added that to the.
We learn life, nigga.
I didn't know you reiterate that.
Tom, and maybe I'll say this. Maybe I don't call it right. But to me, it all added up to this person doesn't really care about you.
Nah, Mike.
And if this person fucking.
He did.
Wait,
care.
time out. I'm not going to say that. Man. Wait, time out.
Okay. What
I will say is he had respect for everything we did. Because what we did was bigger than us. We changed 1,000 people's lives from one record, from Shit's Real. We changed Hove life, we changed X life, we changed Rule's life, we changed his life. We changed 1 million niggas from just one record. And this ain't even what I wanted in life. But then when he said that, I kind of was like, yo, if you'll do this, what happens? When he was like, yo...
Oh, should have made you sign a contract? But, all right.
And I kind of felt...
I'm just being devil's advocate, right?
I took that.
The thing is this, right? Let's suppose...
Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's suppose you're my man and you signed to somebody and you don't like the contract you signed to. You don't think that's rightfully for me to say,
What I don't take from him is, yo, everything that I didn't think to do, you did. And was I willing to sign this contract? Absolutely. Had he not said that night after...
As me being a man, people gotta pick and choose. Listen, people gotta pick, because I'm gonna tell you, people gotta pick and choose. That was the right time for him to say that. So niggas gotta use their weapons when they can use them. He was supposed, because he was trying to prove a point to you.
What I'm trying to say is this. And please, at 47 years old, don't tell me how I should feel about nothing.
Nigga, I'm telling you the hint. That's what I'm around you for.
Time out.
That's what you love about
Allow me to speak.
Yes.
And I do love that, but allow me to speak. At 47 years old and having a family, I've learned one thing. Nobody in this world can't tell you how you feel. You feel how you feel because of a reason. It's not to say that nobody can't give you clarification about how you feel, and then maybe you'll feel differently after you have the discussion. That's not what was presented to me. Point blank, I love Irv. There's nothing, just to clear up everything. To this day, Irv can't go through nothing, and if I'm there, I wouldn't stand there and be like, nigga, it's us to the end. Still.
Hey, you love me? You hear me?
Stop.
Let him finish.
It takes the attention off of you. You're Mike Geronimo, nigga. Yeah, the nigga that I love, bro. Let's talk about Mike Geronimo, my nigga. I love you, bro. I'm here to watch you, my nigga. Crazy?
I'm not in danger of jeopardizing where I stand with people.
We ain't got to talk about nobody else,
telling them how I feel.
Nah, you got it. That's it.
Allow me to say, allow me to just speak uninterrupted.
I'm gonna watch you. I'm here for you. I'm gonna protect you always. You know that, right?
So what I would say is this.
Respect that.
Because of what we did as people, and because of the amount of lives that we changed from just one record, I will always love Irv Gotti. I don't care if Irv Gotti does a movie. I don't care if Irv Gotti does another artist. I don't care if Irv Gotti does Murder Inc., the reboot. I love Irving Lorenzo.
Oh, let's make some noise for that.
And I'm going to say this. I understand some of the things that he said and did.
Because when it comes to the top
it comes to it, either you ready for this game or you not.
But all right, now I want to super being devil's advocate. Super being, I'm not on anybody's side from Queens, right? There came a time where you actually join them or be on your own, right? You chose to be on your own.
Because I felt that what I saw were figurative red flags. And the first thing, and the other thing I didn't touch on, another thing that turned me off was I started watching how this money started changing niggas.
Yeah, we said that.
And I started watching how niggas started becoming different towards each other. And I started asking myself, are you ready to tell somebody that you fucked with all day long when you had nothing, you can't fuck with them no more? Because life is taking you somewhere else? Are you gonna be able to live with that? Because guess what this game tells you? This game tells you, you better convert to what this bitch called success wants you to be. And if you can't be the boyfriend that I'm looking for, then I don't want to fuck with you. I'll fuck you, but I don't want to fuck with you.
That's why I fuck with him.
And me as a person, I said to myself, I said, yo, bitch, I see who you are.
It's my heart.
I see who you are, bitch. You gonna push me away from niggas that kept me okay when I had nothing. You're gonna push me away from niggas that when I couldn't find a reason to go on and none of it made sense. These are the niggas that in the crib would tell me something.
What's up, man, boy? Oh, we're going, man. We're going. Relax with it, man. Relax with it. See, we talking too much. Relax.
These are the niggas that would tell me something,
real,
bro.
Real emotional. This is real. It don't get no realer than this.
These are niggas that would tell me something that would make me see what I couldn't see in myself. And they didn't have the option we had. And you trying to force me to leave niggas behind me that won't get the shot that I got, that I never wanted.
So basically, it was more like, if you're gonna fuck with Royal Flush, you're gonna follow this lead.
This nigga,
and he wasn't leaving me.
If you want to keep it, if you want to keep it 100, stop. I don't need you to protect me.
I'm not. I'm just telling the truth. Go keep talking.
I don't need you to tell your truth. I don't need you to protect me right now.
I always
let me grow up.
Yeah, but keep going. I'm always gonna protect you.
I don't. I love you, but
I'm always gonna protect you, nigga.
Niggas could have pushed me away from him.
Yes.
I thought that a long time ago.
And niggas tried to push me away from him.
Yes.
And I didn't want nobody to push me away from my brothers. And I wasn't allowing nobody to push me away from my brothers.
I can see that very clear.
Because there's a rainbow over there. And if you just go according to this script that we feed all of you motherfuckers, you gonna be just fine. And if I give you enough, you forget him. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Why would you ask me to forget him?
I agree.
So I walked away from everything. Everything. Nigga, I tried to take my own life because of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.